Next up, we've got the Los Angeles Chargers and Carolina Panthers. That is an interesting matchup, to say the least. One sec, guys. I can't find the damn game. Oh, it's a 1 o'clock game. That's why. Justin Herbert for the Chargers. Bryce Young for the Panthers at quarterback. Not pretty. For Herbert, it is. Why can I not find Justin Herbert here? Sorry, well, 21st best matchup for Bryce Young. Well, I look for Justin Herbert. It's the 6th best matchup for Herbert because his Carolina defense was absolutely awful last week. I don't think I have either of them ranked inside the top 20. I have Herbert at exactly 20. Bryce Young, I have down at 30. I only have 32 quarterbacks ranked. He is above Will Levis and Gardner Minshew. That is it. That tells you how low I feel about him. I'm holding on to him still in Dynasty because of his draft capital. But, maybe that New Orleans defense was legit. But if he continues it this week, I'm getting ready to cut bait here. This has got Zach Wilson 2.0 written all over it. It does not look good. Herbert, I'm not completely out on. He didn't look great last week. He was average. Actually, he was below average. But I don't know. I don't think the Raiders are a terrible defense. I think the Panthers could be a terrible defense. So Herbert's another one where I'm not going to drop him, but I'm fine with him as my QB2. I don't really want to start him as my QB1 in single QB unless I have to, but I'm starting to sound the panic alarm on both of these guys if they don't do something this week against bad defenses. Running backs. Chargers have J.K. Dobbins, my other loss of the offseason as of now. I thought this was a Gus Edwards backfield. It was definitely a J.K. Dobbins backfield. He was my number one waiver wire claim of the week. Also there, Kamani Vidal, Hassan Haskins not playing a role. Second best matchup for J.K. Dobbins. If you check out my sit-start guide for offense and defense, like IDP, there's a lot of Chargers in there. On offense, on defense, I'm starting every Chargers team I can, or every Chargers player I can. Panthers, we've got Hubbard, Sanders, Blackshear. Blackshear is an interesting one if you're in Scott Fishbowl. I added him. Nobody outbid me. If you're in Scott Fishbowl and Blackshear is on your roster, go get him now. He was the number one scorer in week 1 of all players. He put up 204 all-purpose kick return yard, or all-purpose and kick return yards. Other formats that don't include return yards, he's useless. But if you are in a Scott Fishbowl-like league with return yards, Blackshear may be a top 10 player for you. As I said, he's the overall number 1 last week in Scott Fishbowl scoring, which I didn't even know until yesterday. I went in, added him in Scott Fishbowl, or yet the day before, put a claim in on him, put a $0 bid in, got him. So it's amazing. Let's take a look at the matchup for Chubbard and the Panthers. 20th best matchup. Dobbins is going to be my highest. I'm damn sure of that. He's 22 for me. Gus is down at 31. My highest Panther is Chubbard at 39. I don't really want to start any Panther. Dobbins a QB. Dobbins is an RB2 for me. Edwards is a desperation flex at best. I want Dobbins in this matchup, and that's about it. You'll have to give me a second here as I need a drink. And I'm back and trying not to lose my voice. Chargers side for receivers, we have Josh Palmer, Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston getting the 22nd best matchup. Panthers side of the ball, we have Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, Jonathan Mingo getting the 18th best matchup. So not great matchups on either side of the ball here. The Chargers are interesting to me. Ladd McConkey was the 1 last week. Quentin Johnston was number 2 in production. Josh Palmer was number 3. Let's not go overboard here. I like McConkey what did last week. I think if you look at them, they were all within one target of each other. I think that's how it's going to be split. It's going to be 6-7 targets for all 3 of them, sometimes 5. Whoever gets the touchdown is going to be the producer. Palmer, McConkey, QJ, all probably wide receiver 3s for me as my rankings crash here. I don't know who I have the highest here. Deontay, maybe? No, I think I lowered Deontay. Oh, sorry, the Fantasy Pro site just crashed with my rankings on it. Deontay is my... Oh, no, it's not. Ladd McConkey I have at 39. Then I have Deontay at 43, Palmer at 45, QJ at 46. So you've got a lot of guys here that I think are flex worthy, but not really a whole lot better than that. Thielen, I guess, is a desperation play here. Leggett, Mingo, hold maybe for Dynasty. I'm not really interested. I'm still the Quentin Johnston guy on the Chargers. I just like the size and the speed. I know it sounds stupid. I'm having a hard time quitting Quentin Johnston. But for now, I don't really want anything to do with any of these offenses. Deontay Johnson's my favorite of the bunch. Tight ends here, Hayden Hurst for the Chargers. Best matchup for tight ends. Carolina Panthers have Ja'Tavion Sanders, 7th best matchup. I think Hurst might be in the top 12 for me. My God, come on. Sorry, guys. Fantasy Pros is giving me a hard time here trying to load up my rankings, and every time I do it, it crashes on me. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go back. So we're talking Hurst and Sanders here. I actually don't have any of them ranked that high. They're both in the low 20s for me. I would be surprised. I thought Hurst I would have had ranked higher. I might be moving him up here. I think Hurst is a playable tight end too, just because of the favorable matchup. Not a whole lot more. Ja'Tavion Sanders is a dynasty hold or a dynasty stash for me, but not much interest in anything else there.